welcome to the fourth act, where you can see all of the action that goes down after the third act is over. Captain Marvel hits theaters this weekend. This is our spoiler-free review of it.
Keep it clean.
Directed by Anna Bode and Ryan Fleck. Starring Brie Larson, and Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nicholas Fury. This is Phil and I'm Alex. And Phil, what did you think of this movie?
Good question. I actually liked it. And I only liked it because I had really low expectations.
Yeah?
Let's just talk about the marketing for a second here. The marketing for this movie was pretty poor. Every time a Marvel movie is expect a trailer is supposed to drop, everyone's super excited. And I watched the trailer and I was like, eh. And then I watched the second trailer and I was like, eh. And I never really got to the point where I was like, I want to see this movie. I was going to wait for the reviews to come out. I was going to wait to hear, some friends' reactions. But we saw it ahead. We saw it ahead of time, and I was pretty impressed with it. 7 out of 10.
I enjoyed the movie. It certainly had that marketing problem, which is kind of weird. I wasn't super excited based on any of the trailers. I knew it was a Marvel movie, so I knew I'd be excited. But it's weird that they had that problem because this movie had so much going for it. It was so much leading up to it. This has the Skrulls, Coulson and Ronan are back. The Kree are in this. You learn a lot more about the Kree, and this is Captain Marvel.
First female-led superhero for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's a lot on this plate.
And the most powerful character in all of the MCU. It's weird that it had this issue, and even with all of that going for it, I didn't feel like there was anything in this movie I hadn't seen before.
I agree.
I don't know why. It's more of a feeling.
I kind of agree, but I think as far as origin stories go, because this was an origin story for the MCU, for a new hero that we're introduced to, I think I did an origin story different and a little bit, I don't say better, but different. And that's the key thing. When you're in 21 films in and how many times are you going to save the world or save the universe? Origin stories and telling a unique, different story is harder to do, and I think this does a pretty good job of doing that as far as origin stories go, comparing it to the other heroes.
It mixed up the formula a little bit. It was more of a mystery for a while.
Yeah, it had mystery elements, timeline. It kind of balanced very well between Earth and space.
I think my issue with it was I feel like Marvel painted themselves into a corner a bit.
Kinda.
I feel like there was a lot leading up to this movie, a lot they had to pay off, and a lot they had to set up because this is a gateway into the next phase. And I just feel like the last time they put themselves in that position where they had all this to do in the movie was Age of Ultron, and I don't feel like it necessarily buckled under the pressure like Age of Ultron might have done, but I feel like in the midst of it, they maybe forgot to write a super compelling character from Captain Marvel herself. It kind of forgot to write any real flaws into Captain Marvel. I think she's a bit of a Mary Sue.
I mean, she does. She can do everything.
I never felt like she was really in danger. It's enjoyable, but I feel like the movie's biggest problem is Captain Marvel the character, and honestly, I don't know if it's Brie Larson's fault. I was excited when Brie Larson was cast in this, but I didn't love.
Well, Mary Sue characters are tough. They're typically unflawed. They're like perfection. Like you can't find a fault with them. And I mean, when you compare Captain Marvel to the DC version of Superman, both very powerful, both unstoppable. It's hard to write a compelling story about that where they're at odds and they have to overcome something when they're already overcoming everything already.
It definitely
But
is.
I think Captain Marvel does a better job than a Superman movie or a Man of Steel did as far as this top-tier superhero having to overcome odds and have an origin story.
I think the supporting characters were real good, though.
Supporting characters were good. There's a ton of new people that Captain Marvel interacts with, like her female friend from the Air Force that she plays an important role.
It's a lot of fun to see Coulson back.
Yep.
And, of course, Samuel L. Jackson.
Good supporting cast.
His 7th or 8th time playing Nick Fury, and he's still bringing new life to it somehow.
Still really fresh. You're always learning something new about it. It's great.
And wait till you see how he loses his eye.
Oh my god, the tornado?
Probably the tornado, yeah.
It's just insane.
No.
Oh my god.
Probably the best thing they could come up with. Oh, that's great.
Just kidding. There's no tornado.
And definitely the best part of this movie, having it set in the 90s.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at my shirt.
Okay.
It's a blockbuster night. We're two blockbuster guys.
I didn't know he was wearing that.
No, the 90s is great. It's sprinkled throughout the entire film. Spoiler, there's a Game Boy Color.
I don't remember the Game Boy Color.
I think it was actually just on a poster. But still, though, it's nostalgia at its finest.
The blockbuster bit was in the trailer, but have no fear. There are many 90s gags that continue through the whole movie, and they never get old.
Yep.
Best decision they made was set this in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We didn't really talk about the Skrulls a whole lot. The Skrulls are cool, though. Did not disappoint.
Yep.
They're maybe not what people are expecting, but I will tell you.
Is that a spoiler?
I don't think it's a spoiler, but I'll tell you that you will be happy with the Skrulls in the end. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Watch it with an open mind.
If you're one of those people that thought if you're one of those people that's on the declining interest train, give it a try. It's not a bad movie. It's a very good movie.
You're wrong.
It's
basically.
just not, it's every movie in the Phase 3 has kind of been like, is this in my top 5? At least to me. And I don't think Captain Marvel is there for me. But
I think
not to say it's not
Phase 3,
enjoyable.
Phase 3 is the most consistent with all the films collectively as a whole. This is the 9th film in the Phase 3. We're coming to the conclusion of Phase 3. Definitely watch with an open mind. There is so much Marvel in this film still. It will not disappoint. There's stuff to take away that's great.
If
and
you're
you can find it if
interested
you're watching.
If you're interested in Endgame, which I feel like you probably are, you should definitely watch this just so you know who she is.
But come back. We're uploading a video on Friday. It's our agree or disagree segment. We're kind of disbanding the review segment. We're just doing agree or disagree because we always bicker and banter.
It's just a segment where we poke each other's buttons and have
Shut
fun.
up. Let me talk. We're getting into really heavy Marvel spoilers, Captain Marvel spoilers, and we'll be discussing all the Skrulls and all the other stuff that maybe we didn't mention there. Maybe comparing to Wonder Woman. I don't know what our viewpoints on that. Do you want to give them a little taste? Did you think it's better than Wonder Woman, or did you think
I think it had a better third act than Wonder Woman, but that's as much as I can say.
We'll come back. Come back and view our opinions.
Yeah.
Leave your own opinions in the comments.
Yeah.
And check out Captain Marvel.
Some opinions. Do the comment thing. Do the like and subscribe thing.
Or don't.
Literally do. Please, let's get this going though. Let's do this. Subscribe
Okay,
if you like
desperate.
us. If you like us, let's do the subscribe thing. And that's enough.
I'm drinking. Stop. Don't
Bye.
even